They stayed true to their lowbrow, geeky style and made a film about writer's block. They also brought in actors like McDormand, Buscemi, Goodman, Clooney, Thornton, and Bridges. Recently, they worked on Fargo, Unbroken, and Bridge of Spies. This was Joel and Ethan Coen's first remake of another movie. Unfortunately, their version of The Ladykillers, a 1955 Ealing comedy starring some of England's finest actors, is one that left many fans underwhelmed. Tom Hanks as Professor Marcus saves the film with his sinister southern charm, but the Coens' version lacks strong set pieces and forced humor. The Ladykillers is watchable, but not as good as their previous work. It has great cinematography, set design, and acting, but falls short in comedy. The fabric of the brothers' traditional Jewish childhood is woven deep into this darkly comic fable. The comedy set pieces of A Serious Man are so dark and understated that it could only be a Coen brothers film. A Serious Man retells Job's story in 60s Minnesota, with protagonist Larry facing similar afflictions. The film's cold ending and palpable schadenfreude make for a depressing yet brazen watch. Set during the McCarthy witch hunt of the 50s, this lesser-known Coen film received solid reviews. A jaded Josh Brolin plays real-life Hollywood studio fixer Eddie Maddox. He has the unenviable task of protecting the public image of the studio's various acting talent. Starring Ralph Fiennes, Channing Tatum, and Scarlett Johansson, this film pays homage to post-war cinema with its madcap roles. George Clooney's character, inspired by Charlton Heston, is abducted from the set by communist writers known as the Future, a plot only the Coen brothers could handle. This movie stars George Clooney, again, in one of his various roles in the Coen library as a hotshot lawyer. Intolerable cruelty put the Coen brothers in unfamiliar territory, a rom-com. After their excellent run of The Big Lebowski, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And The Man Who Wasn't There, their tilt towards mainstream cinema was a surprise. Nobody can blame them. With Zeta Jones and Clooney at their peak, anyone would have invited these bankable stars on board for intolerable cruelty. Set in the world of divorce law and game shows, the film showcases the Coens' eccentric characters and sharp dialogue. While it doesn't reach the heights of their other films, it still stands out among its genre peers. After all, it's the Coen brothers. This film allowed Nicolas Cage to run wild in one of those moments of casting perfection. His character in the Coens' follow-up to the successful Blood Simple is a two-bit, low-life convenience store robber intent on going straight. In Raising Arizona, a man marries an ex-policewoman and steals a baby to achieve his goal. He spends the film protecting his new family from degenerates, with Coen brothers' trademark affected speech and comedic set pieces. While not their best work, it's worth 2 hours of your time. The Hudsucker Proxy is another of the Coen brothers' stepping stone movies set in the pioneering dynamism of late 50s New York City. This tale of stock price fixing stars a bright-eyed Tim Robbins as Norville Barnes. The hopeful mailroom clerk pitches a product to his boss, played by Paul Newman. CEO Sidney J. Musburger hires him as president to lower stock prices before selling to the public. Investigative journalist Amy Archer gets involved. The film uses classic camera techniques and has a cult following despite poor reviews and box office performance. This film, like Hail Caesar, is a love letter to the arts, though this time, we find ourselves in the Greenwich Village folk scene of the early 60s. Soundtracks are a dominant part of many Coen brothers movies, and none grab the zeitgeist better than Inside Llewyn Davis. Oscar Isaac shines as Llewyn Davis, a struggling folk singer paying homage to music legends like Dylan, Peter, Paul and Mary, and producer Roland Hunter. Despite deviating from the Coen brothers' typical style, the film captivates with Isaac's impressive vocals and guitar skills, blending dry humor with Davis's hardships for an enjoyable watch. Burn After Reading is almost a screwball comedy. It is another film with Coenisms running throughout. This time, their archetypal schmuck is an alcoholic CIA expert played by John Malkovich. After losing his job, he writes a memoir but loses classified material at the gym. Gym workers blackmail him for money, with U.S. Marshal George Clooney in a small role. Multiple subplots unfold without a cathartic resolution, adding to the movie's charm. The focus is on a funny script with talented actors, not political statements. The first anthology movie the Coen brothers made and their first as a Netflix original, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs is the flagship of 6 Western shorts. Each one occurs in the post-Civil War, Manifest Destiny American Wild West. Coen brothers and Western movies synergy is a match made in heaven. True Grit showcases the Coen brothers' ability to revitalize Western cliches and infuse their characters with eccentricity. Their dark humor complements the violent backdrop of the American West, while maintaining a hopeful outlook. While not all the films in the collection succeed, Near Algodones, All Gold Canyon, and the titular film make it worth a watch. When raising funding for Blood Simple, both brothers had never picked up a film camera or even been on a set before. They showed a rough trailer, featuring Bruce Campbell of all people, to groups of local investors and, before long, raised enough money for the feature. Frances McDormand stars in her debut role as a discontented married woman who has an affair with a bartender, leading to a twisted tale of mystery and murder. Despite its low-budget appearance, the compelling story and realistic characters compensate for the simple visuals, creating a suspenseful experience. Blood Simple serves as an ideal introduction to the Coen brothers' captivating world. In this hard-to-classify psychological drama, John Turturro plays a fictional 40s New York playwright. Based on the real left-wing 30s writer Clifford Odets, the movie follows the playwright of the title name as he attempts to transpose his theater writing to the big screen. Barton Fink, a neo-noir thriller horror, showcases the Coen brothers' peak with chilling cameos from John Goodman and Steve Buscemi. It exposes Hollywood's absurdities and Fink's self-grandeur, as his wrestling movie is despised by the studio head. The haunting ending captures the brutality of the industry. A must-see. This underrated tribute to 50s film noir captures Billy Bob Thornton in possibly his most poignant role ever. He plays an introverted barber living in a small town of no great description. The plot is simple in this reflective movie, which glides seamlessly at the hand of Roger Deakins' sumptuous camera work. The black and white film showcases Hopper-esque shots and exposes the Coen brothers' flaw. Thornton's character is a vulnerable fool who extorts his wife's lover, and Gandolfini shines in his sole Coen brothers appearance. The movie warrants a rewatch to fully grasp the subtle acting of Thornton and McDormand, with one scene particularly captivating. It's a first-rate Coen brothers flick. This is the Coens' first full Western movie and their second film remake. The Dude at Arms Jeff Bridges stars as U.S. Marshal Rooster Cogburn, his washed-up gun for hire a perfect foil for outspoken belle Maddie Ross. Haley Steinfeld shines in her debut, seeking revenge for her father's murder with Matt Damon's Texas Ranger. Set against breathtaking New Mexican scenery, True Grit offers a fresh take on a classic revenge plot. With Coen-esque characters and comedic brilliance, like the hilarious gallows scene, this film is a modern masterpiece of cinematography and storytelling. The film that was started before and finished after Barton Fink sees Gabriel Byrne as a mob boss advisor caught up in a mafia war. His character plays a dangerous game of 4D chess with two powerful mob leaders in an unnamed city during Prohibition-era America. Albert Finney's boss in Miller's Crossing adds tension to Gabriel Byrne's mafia diplomat. The film, inspired by Dashiell Hammett's The Third Key, captures a captivating modern noir atmosphere and pays homage to classic gangster films. With brilliant performances from Byrne, Finney, and Marcia Gay Harden, Miller's Crossing is a must-see modern noir spectacle on critics' top 100 movie lists. Following cult classic The Big Lebowski's slow rise to acclaim, the brothers trod the ground of Greek mythology for their next venture. Their interpretation of Homer's Odyssey sees three hapless chain gang escapees tiptoe through Great Depression-era Mississippi, becoming recording artists on their journey. George Clooney plays a modern Ulysses in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? With John Turturro and Tim Blake Nelson, they face sirens, a cyclops, and other oddities to save Ulysses' wife. The country and bluegrass soundtrack, produced by T-Bone Burnett, includes a standout track by Chris Thomas King. This feel-good, absurd film also has Bible salesmen, river baptisms, politicians, and trained surfing hobos. Following a paltry response to their last outing, The Ladykillers, the brothers Coen came out swinging in 2007. No Country for Old Men is a page-for-page adaptation of Cormac McCarthy's book about crime in southern borderland Texas. No Country for Old Men stars Josh Brolin as Llewellyn Moss, who finds a failed drug deal in the desert and gets involved with a dangerous crime group led by Javier Bardem's unsettling character, Anton Chigurh. The score and Texan setting add tension, while Tommy Lee Jones plays a sheriff struggling with his confidence as violence escalates. The Coen brothers' superb storytelling shines in this film. A close contender for pole position, this movie is cinematic perfection. Fargo won numerous awards, including 2 Oscars for Best Original Screenplay and Best Actress. Frances McDormand's pregnant police chief is nothing but lovable. The film's contrast with the harsh setting is amplified by Minnesota's snowy plains. The upbeat Midwestern accent contrasts with the dark thriller. William H. Macy excels as the clumsy neighbor with a sinister edge. The Coen brothers produced a TV series loosely based on the film. They nailed it. There will be some Coen diehards who sit with mouths agape at the dude's elevation to the pile, but that's just their opinion, man. Those who haven't yet seen this masterpiece of dark slacker comedy should ignore the purists and prepare to be dazzled. The Coens' iconic film stars Jeff Bridges as the Dude, a Californian burnout-turned-sleuth, on a mission for ransom money due to mistaken identity and rug vandalism. With John Goodman's support, Bridges shines in this West Coast odyssey filled with memorable characters and riotous dialogue. The film's visuals and soundtrack make it a testament to filmmaking and a hilarious comedy.